right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another race coming your way. Let's get those details up on the screen. We're here for the Aussie Sim Racing's GT3 Challenge finale. This is the championship round. We're at Watkins, Glen in Watkins, Glen, USA. They're currently out there qualifying right now, so we'll get those deets up on our screens. And let's have a look and see what's going on. Benji Sherman, it has quick time there. Luke Fallon, Jake DeBetter, Brock Anderson, Kazna D's here, Dean Wright, Ash Rogers, Greg Cook, Wade George, Cole Douglas, Darren Justice, Stuart Green, Wayne Rogers, Brock Clark, Anthony Roach, Jason Hutchins. We've also got Cliff Ramjam Potter and Jay Connor, who haven't been out on the track for qualifying. Now, I did say we're here at Watkins, Glen. It is the boot course, so 5.47 kilometres long. Key corners include the turn 1, the 90. It's a 90-degree turn. It is a prime overtaking zone. Then you've got the S's. They are the fast-flowing set leading to the bus stop chicane. You've got the boot section, which we can see right down the bottom southeast corner of the track map. That's a technical uphill, downhill hammerhead added in 1971. And then the turn 9 off camber, then your flat-out turn 10 and fast turn 11 back to that start and finish. Let's have a look here. Just trying to find my other information. Hell Ripper in the chat also. Cowboy Rusty, welcome in, lads. The Twitch chat lighting up straight away. Hell Ripper's, he's got the racing. He's actually out on the track. Well, he's not out on the track. He's sitting in the pits. He is the 8th place Ash AJ Rogers. No relation to Wayne, who's not in. Wayne is in the race. We'll have that. Cowboy Rusty, how are you, brother? Actually, I didn't look at this earlier. I'm going to look at it now just because you reminded me. Why is my stream elements not working on my bot? All right, I think that might have actually, I think I may have just randomly fixed it just by pushing a little connect button. Let's try this out. No, my shoutouts still aren't working. Why not? So it's not that bot. Is it actually displaying the shout out on there? Let's what if we do it the like this? There we go. That's the best I can do. Good, mate. I'm being good. I had a little bit of a hiccup the other night, which looks like we've got that all fixed up in terms of the actual broadcast. A little bit of an iRacing connection issue. Yeah, but why is my bot... why is streamer bot not working? Commands... I'll have to play with that a bit later, but qualifying is wrapping up. We're going to get to our hour-long battle, the finale here at Watkins, Glen. Just a few details about tonight's race. Let's have a look. There's my notes for Aussie Sim over here. All right, so no fuel restrictions, no mandatory stop. They will be able to go the full hour long. Now, the top 5 in points, it is in 5th place, Brock Clark in 4th. Well, equal 5th and 4th, Brock Clark and Ash Rogers In third, Darren Justice. In second, currently Dean Wright, and Luke Fallon with an insurmountable points lead. So Luke Fallon will be our GT3 champion by the end of tonight. Looks like Benji Sherman's going to try and make sure he does that via points and not via the win in the final race. As we watch the 13 Stuart Green just run around the track for one last time before we get to our hour-long battle. This is the Aussie Sim Racing League, their GT3 Challenge, the finale, the last race of the inaugural season. All right, they are lighting up. We're going to get straight into this race. Let me find my cams. Let's get the grid up on our screen here. So Benji Sherman, Luke Fallon, that is the front row. Jake DeBetter and Brock Anderson. I was about to say Sanderson then. Brock S. Anderson on that second row. Kazna D and Greg Cook on that third row. Fourth row is going to be Dean Wright and Ash Rogers. Wade Georgeson and Cole Douglas on that fifth row. Darren Justice and Wayne Rogers on that sixth row. Seventh row is going to be Stuart Green and Brock Clark, Anthony Roach and Jason Hutchins. I am struggling already. Anthony Roach and Jason Hutchins on that eighth row. Ninth row, Cliff Ramjam Potter and Jay Connor. Oh, rolling start. The safety car is even out here tonight. That is something we have not seen in this series yet. So basically just going to roll around full lap and then we're going to get this one underway. You know, on that track map, we're going to come up to the hairpin, up through the windy bits, the little hill climb, through the downhill run, rather. No, it is a hill climb. I was right. And it's the downhill run off the back of it. It's been a while since I've raced Watkins, Glen. It's a great track. Really, really fun track. A lot of good races on this one. The NASCAR, I do like the NASCAR racing series, and they do race road course in NASCAR. I tend to avoid the tracks, with the exception of this one. It's a lot of fun, not too hard to drive. sure I've got you guys going to be in the city tonight. Last night was fun. Yeah, I reckon I'll be in for a bit. Once I've wrapped up here. Speaking of Fat Duck Gaming, you might want to stick around to the end of this race. There might be a special presentation, special video, maybe. All right, pace cars, the safety car rather has left of the track. We're going to get this one underway. Benji Sherman at that front of the road casually, just getting a great start. Luke Fallon back there behind him. Let's get over to my telemetry screens and see if anything happens. Actually, we'll go to our other screen. Benji Sherman off to a great start, not really wasting any time, getting up to speed. Luke Fallon, Brock Anderson, Jake DeBetta, Kazna D, the top 5. Here's our top 10, 6 to 10. Greg Cook, Dean Wright. You can see Ash Rogers there. Cole Douglas, Wayne Rogers. You can see Wade. Oh, there's been a few bits of contact there. I saw a bit of a car park going flying. That's Wade George in their top 10. Ash Rogers just ahead of him. Hell Reaper in the Twitch chat earlier. Well, look out, that car ahead of Darren Justice. That is Stuart Green, the 13 machine, missing the front end already. That might have been the bonnet we saw flying across the track earlier. Looks like a very oceanic field here tonight. A lot of Australian drivers. We've got 3 New Zealanders, Cole Douglas, Kazna D, and Luke Fallon. Brock Anderson. Luke Fallon is our British driver. Sorry. If we change flag at the car logo, we'll see the. Oh no, we list the car numbers when we do that. Okay, so let me get those back. So sure, I've been able to run car number and logo. But we see there a smattering of everything. We've got everything from Fords, BMWs, McLarens, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Porsche is the other one. I'd never recognised Porsche when it comes to car logos for some reason. Looks like Dean Wright has entered pit lane for some reason. Can't see that he came off track or anything happened there. Jay Connors decided that he is not going to race this one out, so just 17 cars on the field. We'll have to teach Grandpa how to rob stores tonight, maybe, and evade police. High-speed pursuits. Luke Fallon, Benji Sherman, Brock Anderson. They are pretty tightly packed. Well, Luke and Benji side by side here as Luke Fallon's making a move. Regardless of how it's finished here tonight, get back up to those leaders' cameras. Get back up there. Regardless of how it goes, Luke Fallon, he's currently second place, but he will be our GT3 Cup Challenge, GT3 Challenge driver. As they start lap 30, still side by side. A couple of times where a little bit of door-to-door action there, and that's just forced Luke Fallon off the track. Brock Anderson moves up in to second. Luke Fallon with a temporary yellow, but back on the track in front of Jake DeBetta in the third, so he's going to resume that chase. I think that's just going to make him hungrier, maybe even hangry. Need to teach Grandpa not to drink motor oil. Yeah, look, that's normally one of those goes without saying type of thing, but we have met Basil. We do understand that now. everything running a lot better tonight than it did Sunday night for the V8 Supercars, the Gen 3 V8 Supercars. They, yeah, a bit of a connection issue. Did find out one of the drivers on the track. Don't know if other drivers did, but one of the other drivers on the track definitely also had issues. So, well, I've made some changes here tonight to accommodate it. Yeah, it seems to have either helped or the problem's moved on. Once he learned what a real coffee machine looks like, he was fine. I imagine Mr. Braithwaite's life is a lot of trial and error. Looks like Brock Anderson. Let's see if we can get some team names up on the screen. Is there any connection here with Brock? No, Brock. Multi-car team, maybe it's a better way of doing it. No. I'm just wondering if Brock Anderson's here to run interference because he is keeping that car in between Benji Sherman and Luke Fallon. Luke Fallon's now got Jake DeBetter and Kazna D right on his tail as well. Might even be Dean Wright as well. No, Dean Wright's a little bit further back, about half a second back. Five-car field up the front. When was the last time we saw this? Normally it's two cars, get out of the way, maybe the top three, the top six behind them. We'll group up and battle it out. But yeah, we've got a battle up the front. Team OCE versus 420 OzSim / Oz eSim Racing. Can you guys hear that noise over the race? I've got this video playing in my ear and I can't stop it. And it's not playing anywhere else. I can't work out where it's playing. Okay, so Streamlabs is stuck playing some audio in my ear. And I can't stop it. I don't know how. So I've got to put up with it for basically another 4 minutes. And it's terrible. All right, Brock Anderson crashed, dropped 8 places. Oh, second place, Brock Anderson. All right, let's go back and have a look at that. Thank you, Shrubs. Oh, caught the grass, just got a little bit loose. Oh, no, wow. That is so close. Almost take out a few other guys. Let's just watch that again. So you see here, just gets a little bit out loose. That car slips. And yeah, unfortunate. Now 2-car battle up the front. All right. I'm just going to check something out. I'll be back in 2 moments. All right, looks like some more action since I've gone, having a big wreck there. Benji Sherman as well. I just saw Luke picking back up from where he into the first place. So let's see if we can find. All right, looks like Benji went off track here. Let's have a look. Oh, that was. Maybe we'll come back a fraction. Oh yeah, hit that bird, bounced the other way. What a big crash there. Luke Fallon not having to do a lot of work to get on by the opponents. They unfortunately were their own worst enemies in that regard. Benji Sherman still in the pits. Brock Anderson has raced his way back up into 12th. Back through that same infamous portion of the track. Dropping back to second and third. Here's Kazna D and Jake Better. Let me check something while we do that. Try and get a bit of a look around the track, see what else is going on. There seems to be a few battles. This one, obviously the big one at the moment, now that the three-car battle for third, second and first is over. Can Brock Anderson get back up there and continue it on? Anthony Roach is currently in the pits as well. Let's see what happened there. Anthony, let's have a look, sir. There he is there in the Gilla water machine. Well, it looked like, go back. Looked like he sort of thought he was going to go a bit wide and really turned on it. And it just looks like it just caught a bit of loss of traction and spun out into the wall there. Watkins Glen claiming a few victims tonight. All right, we might need to get Shrub God into the booth. So I'm getting distracted by some other things that I just needed to deal with quickly. Luke Fowler, start race leader. Cather D here, Jake DeBetter. Let's try and go through Aussie cars a little bit. My car selector, I do. Excellent. All right, so Anthony Roach, he is that man there. He's in 17th, 70 cars on the field. 18 registered. Jay Connor no longer in the race. Anthony Roach 17th. Oops, wrong direction, this way. Ash Rogers there. He's currently riding in 16th. Benji Sherman was our race leader for a significant start of this race. 11 laps in, almost at the 1/3 of the way mark, and he's now in 15th. Wayne Rogers, there he is. That's a shiny looking beast. That is 14th spot. 13th up ahead of him, the Caterpillar 91 machine of Jason Hutchins. He's trying to catch this man, the 51, Brock Anderson. The other Brock in this race. Brock Clark in the 10 car. He's up in 11th. Cliff Potter, Ram Jam there. He is in the Porsche 82 machine. He's in 10th. Stuart Green, we can see him just ahead of him in the 13 machine. Up ahead of them, Darren Justice in 8th. Wade Georgeson just ahead of him, though, in 7th. Cole Douglas, he's up here in 6th. Then we've got our top 5. Dina right there. Greg Cook up ahead of him. Jake DeBetter chasing it down. Kazna D. Kazna D, of course, trying to defend Jake DeBetter. And our race leader and GT3 champion for this season, Luke Fallon, showing the Aussies how to drive these things. Like Jake was going to try and secure that second spot pass, but Kazna put the challenge back on him. They're going to continue this battle. Oh, Stewart entered pit lane right as I went to jump over to watch a battle between him and Ramjam Potter. Stewart enters pit lane. What other little battles we got going on the track here? How's Ash going? What's going on there, Ash? Why are you a few seconds off the pace, brother? Car not doing so great. Jason Hutchins and Wayne Rogers pretty close to each other. Yeah, there's Wayne Rogers just up ahead of him. But nope, the cameras will not deny it. They want to watch this 2-3 battle. Kaznadi, Jake the better. Mercedes versus McLaren by the looks of it. We start lap 14. Just a little over 6 minutes to go before we get to the halfway mark of this battle. This is the final round of the GT3 Challenge for the Aussie Sim Racing League. Luke Fallon has built up quite the lead in this competition. Will be the champion regardless of tonight's results, but has managed to get himself up into the race lead after an early battle with Benji Sherman and Brock Anderson. We'll keep an eye on the track map, and if any of these sort of one-on-one battles change, we'll definitely jump over. But for now, this is where the race is at. Looks like Anthony Roach also retired, so just 16 cars remaining. Ash Rogers, Stuart Green, Benji Sherman, Jason Hutchins, Wayne Rogers, Brock Clark, 16 to 11, the 10 to 6. Brock Anderson, Ramjam Potter, Darren Justice, Wade Georgeson, Kyle Douglas, the top 5. Dean Wright, 4th. Greg Cook, the podium runners. Jake DeBetter in 3rd. Kasna D currently 2nd. They're the guys on our screen right now. Luke Fallon is our race leader. He does have a bit of a lead on these boys, the one car. He's just past the start-finish line. The guy's just coming up on it now. Just give you an idea of the time. 6 seconds the difference. While we're doing that, let me just edit the description. Excellent. Some little permissions. Yeah, it looks like Stuart Green might have had the latest crash. Looks like he came out of pit lane. Here, let's watch him come out, and yeah, just got a little bit loose straight away. That's what I was expecting to see. Not a lot of damage, but mostly cosmetic, if any. So straight back out and able to keep it going. D broken away from Jake D better a little bit there. We can see Greg Cook in the background. Hour-long race, they might have enough fuel, but generally tyre wear, things like that do play a factor. So with those mandatory stops, with those fuel stops, obviously you can get tyres. It is a bit of an advantage to do so. So I wonder if many of these guys will choose to pit, whether they're off pace and they feel like they can get that pace back via the new tyres, or I guess if you don't have to pit, you just sort of persevere, don't you? Don't want to give up a spot and then spend the rest of the race fighting for it back. Oh, Casner D very wide on that right-hander. Two very different styles of taking that one there. Casner D took that last corner very much on the apex inside turn, and Jake DeBetta went wide and turned very late and hard. Clark here, just outside the top 10. Cliff Pot up ahead of him, Wayne Rogers behind him. Wrong screen. There it is there. Trying to find my cameras. As soon as I go back to auto, straight up to tick the boys up the front. Who else hasn't had a bit of overview? Darren Justice, Lurker Racing there. He is the 171 machine. He's in the top 8. Wade Georgeson is his next opponent. Behind him, Brock S. Anderson. Made his way up into 9th. Brock was race, no, he was up in the 2nd place, sorry, for the race lead there earlier. Just overdrove the car a little bit, crashed out, fell all the way back, and is now racing his way back into this. just see Regen Potter and Brock Clark as well. A couple of these cars starting to catch pace on a few of the front runners there as they come through the S's. Looks like Ash Rogers has got himself up into 15th and Jason back to 16th. Let's have a look at this battle there. There they are there with Luke Fallon coming up on them as well. Actually, let's watch this from Luke's perspective. Oh, that's Casner D, Bob. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, cameras really having a mind of their own today. It looks like he got past Jason Hutchins. Ash Rogers, his next opponent. Let's see how quick he can come up on Ash. As we've got past the halfway mark, less than 30 minutes of this race remaining. Benji Sherman has had another crash. We've seen that in the telemetry. Let's just jump over to that real quick while we wait for Luke to close down that gap. Oh, carried a lot of speed through there and just ricocheted off the safety barrier. Hope he's okay there. I'm still not yet past Ash Rogers. A number of cars have gone into the pits, so I guess they are taking advantage of the tyres and things like that, or maybe different setups. But yeah, Casner D gone into the pits. He's going to drop all the way back to 6th because of that. I wonder if he doesn't realise that it's not mandatory. I'm sure they said there's no pit. Let me just double check my notes. What they send me. No fuel restrictions or mandatory stop. Yep, no, that's exactly what they say there. Let's go into the actual GT3 chat. That doesn't mention anything in that part there. They would have covered that in the driver's briefing though. I wonder if this is helping Ash any, whether it's making him quicker out there. Benji Sherman still in the pits after that big crash. It's called Douglas. He's got Wade Georgeson just behind him, top 5. Good run for these boys here tonight. Dean Wright, about 8 seconds ahead of this lot. About 24 seconds ahead, Jake Better. About 37 seconds, Luke Fallon. Where are we? We are 37 minutes in, almost the final third of this race, lap 21. So Luke going to make that move on Ash finally. I think Ash is going to let him pass. I don't think it's going to be too much there. There we go. Luke just giving him the light flick as he goes past. That's the customary way of saying thank you in a race car, is to blind them with your blinking lumen lights. No. Luke will do that for me often on the start-finish line as well as he's coming over. He knows I enjoy it quite immensely. But there, Cliff Remjam Potter up ahead. That's Brock Clark there. There's Cliff as he comes plus the bottom of the screen. Top of that screen back there, that's Greg Cook trying to race his way back in to this battle. Well, been a crash, the 13, Stuart Green. I think we caught the middle part of that. Looks like Wade Georgeson and Stuart Green there. Let's have a look here. That might have gone back too far, actually. So it's that real fast corner. You come in off the right hand, come in left, and through here. And those chicanes, if you don't grab the road quickly, they will just send you on a journey. And it's not the same path every time. We've seen cars crash into that upset wall there near the Toyota signs. We just saw Stuart Green absolutely eat the wall, Team OCE style. Similar to his teammate Benji Sherman, who's still in the pits, unfortunately. Thank you. Speaking of Benji, oh no, I didn't mean it like that, Benji, when I was saying Team OCE style. What I mean is you guys just not had so much luck, but looking forward to seeing you guys. I hope this is just sort of a preview of what we're going to see season 2 of the GT3 challenge. See Team OCE getting it done out there. The start of the race, that was great to watch. Is Brock Anderson one of yours? Is he? Let's have a look at his car. Or I suppose we'll just tell by whatever. I don't think he is, but yeah, a couple of new guys here tonight that just really showing up at that start of the race. Yeah, bringing Luke some competition, man. That was making me so proud. Like he is going to be our GT3 Season 1 champion, no matter what the result is tonight. But yeah, watching him have to work for it. Holy cow, that was cool. Brock does race through. Okay. And look, that did make sense because it did look like when it was you in first and Brock second, Luke third, that Brock just got a lot wider. It was a lot wider than the standard race car for a bit there, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's a good job to have. I enjoy it. But yeah, you could just sort of tell Luke wasn't going to get the win easily. Wade Georgeson and Ash Rogers here, 12th and 13th currently, lap 24. Less than 20 minutes to go. In fact, 18 remain. until we both walk. Yeah. Yeah, and it's that same spot. It's the same spot. A lot of the guys come in quick through the chicanes and then just really hope that they can throw it left, but it just sort of spits you. It's really, really weird. Like a lot of guys have fallen victim to it here tonight. Thank you for the follow also, Benji. Appreciate it. I'm not sure if I said that. Got some more racing to come tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Australian. About 9:45 a.m. We will have the Motor Warrington National Limited Late Models. They'll be at Cedar Lake Speedway for Knuckleheads iRacing League. We've had a couple of races today for them this morning and a couple yesterday morning. That's our main American dirt racing league. And of course, obviously, we've got the GT3 Challenge wrapping up tonight. This will be back at the end of the month, I believe, hopefully. So we'll let you know. But Sunday nights is also the V8 Supercars, the Gen 3s. I know their season coming up very close to an end as well. Greg Cook there in 8th spot. Kazna D back there. Had to go to the pits. I'm not sure if some of those... I'm wondering how many people thought it was a mandatory pit stop, because they all went in. A bunch of them went in around the time they normally would have. Yeah, Greg Cook, Kazna D went in. Dean Wright's currently in the pits now. It could be a fuel situation. Benji, you might be able to cue us in on that. Whether that, even though it wasn't a mandatory pit, whether there was fuel and tyres were going to be needed. But what's that? I'm no good in the V8 Supercars, but should get the practice in for the 1000. Yeah, look, I feel like, I'm no good in the V8 Supercars, but you put me in anything on Mount Panorama and I can drive it. So you're going to need to grab. So are there going to be guys out there you reckon it's going to be possible that they'll be able to clutch save those 4 litres, or you think it's sort of no matter what, you do need at least a bit of a whiff of fuel back in the tank? Because if that's the case, Devourer Worm, how are you, brother? Welcome in. Luke fell enough on pole again, and you were right, Bob. This guy is on fire. You missed out at the start of the race, Devourer Worm. Benji, the gentleman in the chat at the moment, and a couple of other guys were really giving him a good challenge up the front. He really had to work for that first place run. Yeah, it took him a little while. He was back there in 3rd for a significant start of the race, but will be the GT3 champion. Luke said he didn't have to pit, but I didn't believe him. See, Luke, that's the thing. Yeah, that's. I've seen some tremendous fuel saving. I think there was one race where he ran out on the line, type of thing. That if you just have faith and trust, then you might be able to drag that empty sign out a little bit longer than you think. Greg Cook, Castor D, Brock Clark here. 7th, 8th, and 6th, 7th, and 8th. Luke has got that lead out to about 17.5 seconds, though. Jake Better in 2nd, Colt Douglas 3rd. Brock Anderson's got himself back up into 4th spot. Ram Jam Potter, Cliff Potter in 5th. And of course, the guys on our screen here, Greg Cook, Kazna D, Brock Clark, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Dean Wright in 9th, and Wayne Rogers 10th. Darren Justice, Wade Georgeson, Ash Rogers, Stuart Green, and Jason Hutchins are the 11 to 15. We've had 2 retirees, Jay Connor and Anthony Roach in 18th and 17th. Reggie Sherman has popped the car in the pits, has joined us in the viewing crowd. Just 15 remain with less than 15 minutes in this battle. 46.5 minutes in of 1 hour. Watkins Glen. All right, as I'm an old guy, I just have to quickly go quiet for 2 minutes while I run to the little BobbethTV's room. And I'll be back in just a moment. All right, sorry about that. Old guy cursed, but I am back with just over 10 minutes remaining in this 60-minute long battle for the Aussie Sim Racing League's GT3 challenge. Sorry, I just had a little bit of a burp. Well, it's going to be a loud one, so... oh, there's a sneaky one. Tried to mute it. They just escaping. Just getting out, doors open. Solid work from Ramjam, making that progress up the field, says Devour. Ramjam Potter is actually, 12 spots up. He started all the way back in 17th on that second row, second last row, on that second last position, 9th row, Bob. I'll spit it out in a moment, and has made it all the way up into the top 5 to lead this little pack here. Greg Cook, Kazna D trying to chase him down. Cole Douglas has had to go into the pits. So it looks like 2 of these guys are going to get a promotion. Ramjam's going to move up into 4th potentially. There we go. Greg Cook into the top 5. Kazna D 6. Cole Douglas is going to fall back to 7th. Brock Clark won't be that far behind him though. As those late pits start to show some sort of, I guess, lack of strategy, but a bit late in the pass. So Brock Clark hasn't been in. Ramjam, Brock Anderson, Jake DeBetter, Luke Fallon. So 5 cars that potentially may not make it to the end if they choose not to pit with less than 10 minutes remaining. Remember, stay tuned after the race. A good friend of mine and another community that I'm a member of, Fat Duck Gaming, 5M Roleplay GTA stuff. You might have heard of it. You've seen some guys talk about it in the chat. Ash Rogers and Brock Clark, that's where I met those guys that are in this race. The 2 worlds sort of bleed in. Fat Duck Gaming now has an iRacing league as well. So I like that the 2 worlds are combining. Well, anyway, every year it's a tradition that our video guy, Cruisey, makes a bit of a 2000, not a year in review, but just sort of an official cinematic for the year with server sort of assets. I've helped him shoot a lot of it, as well as a bunch of others, and that one made its debut at 8 p.m. this evening, and we're lucky enough to be able to share it on our on the broadcast here tonight after the race. So stick around for that. That one's coming up in about 10 minutes. Kazna D making a move on Cliff Potter. What's happened there? Let's check the telemetry. Did we miss something with Cliff? Let's just go back and check that out. Greg Cook got past him. There they are there. Greg Cook able to get past him. Wonder if it was a bit of a draft situation. Oh, there's a bit of door-to-door contact there. That wasn't it though. That was what got Greg Cook past. Oh, it looked like Ramjam had to go wide on that turn, and that is how Kazna D got the pass there. Wade Georgeson and Ash Rogers battling for 12th and 13th back here. You can also see 10th place Wayne Rogers up ahead. Oh, you know what we haven't done yet, and it is customary, and we should do it. Let's see where Luke is right now. It's about halfway, so not yet. One car. Oh, I see him on the track map. We haven't done a lap inside of Luke Fallon's car, or the leader's car, I was going to say, but let's face it, it's usually Luke Fallon's car that we ride along in. We're quite used to getting a co-pilot seat in his car throughout the season now. Decided he wanted to join in on the commentary there. Jason Hutchins, late crash here on the 29th lap, well, here's the 29th lap. The Caterpillar machine there, the 91 machine is what I was looking for. Oh, just got a bit loose on the turn. Couldn't correct it into the wall. Avoids contact though, thank goodness. With Ram Jam Potter, we gave him a bit of a broadcaster's curse. He's still 9 spots up, not the 12 he was originally. Has dropped about 3 spots after our little shout out. Dean Wright, Brock Clark, Kazna D, Greg Cook, all ahead of him. Or as well as Brock Anderson, Jake Better, and Luke Fallon. But in terms of who was originally battling, you know what, I forgot to do that lap. And he's just pulling up to where he was when I was trying to keep an eye on him the last time. Let's ride a lap with Luke Fallon. We might have time to get one in. For the end of the race. Coming down to the final right-hander before the start finish line. Let's jump inside the one car, the GT3. Oh no, Luke has to go into the pits. Where's Jake? The 87 car. I'm gonna have to do a lap with him. Or is Luke gonna be able to get out of the pits in time? He is. We'll stay with Luke. I think he's going to get in and out. So he was wrong, Benji. He needed the pits. Oh, he hasn't even stopped at his stall yet. Where's Jake? We'll keep an eye on the track map. But yeah, in and out. Just a quick little squirt. All right, I've got the okay. They didn't want us in his cockpit in the pits, just so we didn't hear any pit crews giving him secrets. But we're going to jump into his car now and see this lap out. This will be the second last lap of the race, I imagine. Speaking of features I normally have up on the screen, but we don't. Let's get the speed up so we can see those climbs up the gears and the acceleration there. Coming up to the hairpin before he begins the run back up the hill, coming home. All the way back to second for that one. I suppose these cars are pretty quick, aren't they, Bob? They're a bit faster than the ones you used to driving. So yeah, I probably would have got back to third for that one. Jesus. All right, lap 34. White flag lap is about to start. Luke Fallon is about to run the last lap of the GT3 Challenge Season 1 for the Aussie ECM Racing League. Pardon me. We'll get a look around the track one last time. A couple of these other superstars. Time to shine. Greg Cook has the D 4th and 5th. I don't think this battle's over. Really trying to draft, use that clean air in front of him to try and close that gap. Greg Cook just hiccups, damn it. Too good at the moment, the super cheap auto. time is still going over the hour mark. We did have, I think, a 2-minute start at the start of the race with everyone not gridding straight away. I wonder if that will affect the time of the race and add an extra lap. We'll have to wait and see. It hasn't said white flag lap, but I can see on the track map that Luke Fallon is coming up. No, there it is. There's the checkered flag as we quickly jump up to Luke Fallon. He is going to win the GT3 Championship Season 1. Congratulations, sir. Plenty of room on the straightaway to rip that spoiler off. Celebrate in style. Jake DeBetta coming around to secure second. Let's see it from his point of view. He'll just see a madman doing a burnout. Is he just going to go straight through? No, he's going to go past. Oh! What a finish. We'll just await the rest of the cars to finish their last lap. Congratulations, Luke Fallon, GT3 Season 1 champion, the inaugural Aussie eSIM GT3 champion. So as always, the hard charge reward looks like it's going to go to Cliff Potter. Ram Jam finishes in 8th. It looks like 9 spots up from his starting position. Unfortunately, tough luck award will go to Benji Sherman in 16th. Started up there in 1st. But definitely showed that Luke might not have it as easy as he thinks he'll have it next season. Starts at the end of this month. His Team OCE are here to race. Track map, Stuart Green and the 91 Jason Hutchins just finishing up their final lap, and the results will be available. All right, finishing in 18th, Jay Connor, Anthony Roach 17th, 16th, Benji Sherman, Cole Douglas in 15th. 14th was Jason Hutchins for the Sim Racer Gump. 420 Oz Sim Racing's Wayne Rogers in 13th. Stuart Green 12th. Track Limit Racing's Ash Rogers in 11th. Wade Georgian for Aussie Sim Racing in 10th. Lurker Racing's Darren Justice 9th. 8th. Cliff Ramjam Potter for Aussie Sim Racing. Brock Clark in 7th. Antipo Dean Racing, Dina Wright in 6th. Kasna D for Kasna Motorsports in 5th. Unhired, I wouldn't say unhinged. Unhired Racing, Greg Cook in 4th, Brock Anderson 3rd, Jake DeBetta 2nd, but Tickford Racing's Luke Fallon. Not only did he win the final race of the season, but he is the GT3 champion. Congratulations to that man. But like we said, I don't think it's going to be in the bag as much as it was this season as it will be next season. A couple of the guys leveling up throughout this season, a couple of the other guys coming in late. So they'll be able to show what they're worth with a better foundation in that sense. All right, we're going to wrap this up in, we'll not wrap it up in a few moments, but we'll wrap up the race part of the broadcast in a few seconds. I'll be back again tomorrow morning, as I said, 9:45 Australian. That will be the Knuckleheads? The Knuckleheads iRacing League's this was the GT3 Challenge. Knuckleheads iRacing League's Motor International Limited late models. That'll be at Cedar Lake Speedway. So definitely come along and check that out. We'll be back again Sunday night for the V8 Supercars for the Aussie Sim Racing League. Big shout out to Benji Sherman, Devour Worm, Shrubs. Who else was in the chat? Hell Reaper, Cowboy Rusty. All of you guys, thank you so much for checking us out. We're going to go and have a quick look at the other side of my life, Fat Duck Gaming 5M role play. It is the other side of the world, internet community that I'm a part of. deeply enriched in. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people. One of our video guys, Cruisey, awesome bloke. Debuted his 2025 cinematic tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube. We've got the okay to also bring that one up and show you that. So how will we do it? I think we'll just add it on this one. Window capture. There it is there. So yeah, so enjoy, guys. Thanks for coming out and watching. Please stick around and just check this cinematic out for Fat Duck Gaming's 5M GTA roleplay server. I've heard some very good things about it. And thanks for watching. Let's mute the race. Oh, why have you got two there now? Did I somehow duplicate it? Let's try that again. Hit the screen. There we go. I'm not sure why it's slightly off, but enjoy, guys. That was me at the start. That's me then. That's me then.
I'm always on my mind, and I would save you from the gallows, but I know it's you I'll have to fight. We can either die as heroes or become the thing we always feared. And while we're enemies, I'll always hold you as we will never meet again. So far from you. you gunning for, cause when it settles, it's only pain and grief when you living lawless. We only chase it if the chance of profit's flawless. We keep our eyes on the weak, they know that they targets. Hunting for goodwill, we ain't looking for bargains. And you should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine, that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, that was just to out him, Cruisey 32. Oh my god, what is this? It's some dude I know, like he's kind of okay at making videos, so we thought we'd pump him up a little bit and play it for him, but just a little thing. This is the man, that's Cruisey. He's the guy that made that fucking video clip. I got goosebumps. That was insane. That was very, very well done, brother. Holy shit, that was good. The link is in the description of the
diggity dog.
Yeah, definitely hot diggity dog. And I got off the screen just as I was playing that. Sorry about that, but I'm glad we got that out because yeah, that was hot diggity dog. That was Cruisey. Pat yourself on the back, brother. That is your best work yet. Awesome stuff. We better find someone to raid out to. I didn't do that before. I normally have someone sort of prepare and we get all built up for it. Who's live? No one's live. Holy shit. How is no one live? None of my followed people are live. That is insane. I mean, there are people I follow that I'm not, they're just token follows. I'm not going to raid pirate software or someone else. Shit. Any recommendations? Does anyone have anyone they like? Great race too, by the way, Brock. Brock in the chat, Brock Clark in the last race. Does anyone else, Shrubs, urgent raid out. Have you got a raid out suggestion? Oh, here we go. Here's a Fat Duck Gamer that I don't follow.
Master of Disguise, do your thing.
I promise to play you respectfully.
Prego, cappuccino, extra grande.
Showtime. Let's kill that. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for that awesome video, Cruisey. That was sick. We're going to jump on over to Chow Power. He is one of our gamers on Fat Duck Gaming, that the city that cinematic was based on. And we'll go give him a follow, give him some love, and we'll go give him a raid. Did that not work? Maybe he's got it turned off. Oh no, there we go. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Let's go check out Chow Power. Show him some love. I'm not following him, so I don't know what we're going to get, but he's a Fat Duck gamer, and we'll get it going. Thanks for watching.